So you know how my name is Tommen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got really happy today because someone called me Tommen and I just thought of Tommen Baratheon.
Tommen Baratheon. Oh, right.
Which one's Tommen Baratheon?
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, which one?
He's the little one, the soft one.
The little one?
The middle child, the boy. After Joffrey, Tommen and Marcella.
Is he dead now?
He's dead. They're all dead. All the kids are dead.
Is he the one that died in the Red Wedding?
No, he's the one that jumped out the building, off the castle.
Oh, mate, that show. I've watched it all and I watch it all, but every time a series starts, like, I don't know about
need the
anything.
recap.
What is Castle Rock? Who is this person? Do I care?
When does
Probably
Harry
not.
Potter come into it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's annoying me. Maybe there's just too much space between series.
It's a weird extended
Maybe.
universe.
And there's too much stuff going on.
No, I like it, though. It's a great show. I mean,
Sure.
You were the one that got me into it. We had a
know,
pact.
yeah.
See, me and Chris had a pact. He would watch Supernatural. I would watch Game of Thrones. I finished the first season of Game of Thrones in like a week. How far have you gotten with Supernatural?
halfway through 5?
Episode 5?
I think so, yeah. No, I love it. That's the thing. I'm really bad with catching up with things. I can't sit still for a good long time. So
Yeah, I loaned him season 1 for like a year.
I'm one of those people that goes on Netflix and I'll be overwhelmed by everything. I don't
And
watch
then
anything.
turn it off, yeah. I do that sometimes, actually. I think Netflix is just the worst.
Is Supernatural good?
It's pretty good.
Amazing.
It's pretty good, yeah.
They had some bad seasons. I think season like 6 and 7 was shit.
I think even the stinkers are still a little bit... I've seen some of the random episodes.
Yeah.
Even the stinkers are still worth watching because they're another show's good show, basically.
You could compare it to another show.
Ooh.
Just 'cause I
it's
don't
kind of
know
like the
anything about-
X-Files, but without the
Okay.
government.
I was going to say...
Without the government, that
I was
sounds...
going to say...
Yeah, and it's a brotherly show. It's like a family show with like monsters.
Scrubs
It's about
Get
brothers.
Spooky or something.
Scrubs
Is it quite
Get
funny?
Spooky. No, there
It's
are
slightly
episodes.
funny, yeah.
Like one episode would be horror, one episode would be family drama, one episode would be like
Oh,
comedy.
that sounds quite nice.
Yeah.
It deals with some actually good cryptozoology, like the what are they called, the Wendigos and stuff like that. And
I learned
Bloody
so
Mary
much.
and-
I get a lot of
cool.
the early Dork Seduction episodes. Got a lot of ideas from that.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Does it like deal with like political stuff or not?
I mean, some actually, you know what? They have actually brought some of it into it.
Some what?
Some politics into it.
Oh, okay.
Saying that, like, season 14 is about to air, it airs tomorrow in the States. Or today, technically, in the States.
See stuff like that. Season 14.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's-
oh my
oh,
God.
something
I've spent
great.
most of my life watching Supernatural.
Is it the same characters in season 1 as it is in season 14?
Yeah, so basically it's only 2 central characters, and it was that way for a really long time.
jeez
They've
Louise.
added another character who plays an angel, who is fucking badass, and I love him, and he never responds to my tweet, even though I go to his hairdressers, and basically, there's a hairdressers it's not that far from here actually, called Castiel's Hairdressing, and the name of the character is Castiel. And, like, he's aware of this hairdressers. I'm aware of this hairdressers.
Does he actually go there?
He did go there once when he was in London.
To get his haircut or just be like...
I don't know, but he took a picture in front of it, and that made me very happy. I was like, I've walked those steps.
How was it? You've been, haven't you? How was it?
I was going to go in to book an appointment, but I'm like,
Oh, so you haven't been there to get your haircut?
No, but I've been there. I've just stalked the place.
You love
a
Supernatural
I
loads.
love the Supernatural.
You love it like loads, like
I love
not
it.
like just like a normal TV show.
No, I love it like loads.
Oh.
Like I'm on message boards. I tweet.
Crikey.
I live tweet about
Are
everything.
you the president of anything?
No. I'm not that much. I'm not that far into it.
Yeah, those losers, the president.
No, I don't think they're losers. I respect them so much that they have the time and the energy to do that shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I would love to be able to pay for tickets to go to all these Comic-Cons and things, but I can't.
Oh, Comic-Con. I'm going to that at the end of the month.
Are you?
Oh, you're going to London one?
London one, yeah.
What are you dressing as?
Well, I don't know, because I've ruined my last costume. So I'm going to get an eye patch on and see where that takes me.
We can go to Hagrid again.
Oh, Hagrid.
Or the guy with the eye patch in Harry Potter that doesn't he have like a mechanical...
Moody. Moody.
McPaddings or something.
Moody.
McMoody.
Alistair Moody.
Alistair Moody. Yeah, I'll do that. I could be an angry old grumpy man with chicken neck.
Hey guys, there's curses and stuff in both Supernatural and Harry Potter.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
I sense a segue here.
Well, I was trying to ease into it, but I didn't know how, so I'm just like, okay, that's it. And Alex, you want to say those words that we've been waiting for like a year?
Does it begin with an I and end in a C and have intro music in between?
Yeah.
Can I say it?
You can say it.
Intro music, baby.
That's the last time you're going to say it as well.
I didn't know what was going to come out of my mouth and that came out.
That's usually how it works.
Who would have thought?
That's usually
Channel
how
that
it
inner
works.
Austin.
It could have been something so cool.
Sometimes we do accents, sometimes we do the robot, sometimes we just can't do anything
We
at all.
do the robot.
I don't know.
I've never heard us do the robot. What episode? Okay.
Can I redo it? Can
I think I
do
might
it
have cut
again?
it.
I don't want to do it that one. I want to do a cool one.
Do the honours.
Intro music.
You thought that was better than your first one.
Actually sound like how Matt used to do it as well. Like, music.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
Oh, that was a good song. Love that intro music.
Have you heard it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just heard it.
Oh, yeah, because we play it live.
Yeah. There's a live band in front of us. Hey guys, cheers. See you next time, yeah?
Yeah, because we didn't get it from those free websites.
Fuck off, Prince Hemsworth.
Prince Hemsworth.
Prince Hemsworth.
That's next episode,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah. Oh, God. What's he doing here?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Anyway. So, curses.
Are we gonna introduce ourselves again?
Oh, yeah, so I'm
point,
Tom
good
and
point.
Baratheon, apparently.
My name is Seabridge.
I am Daniel.
Wait, what? Why Daniel?
Why Seabridge? Oh, because that's your name.
I'm in an office right now. I feel a bit... I need
Oh,
to
yeah,
be-
do-
Is that like you trying to like give yourself a nickname to be like, hey guys, maybe you should start calling me Seabridge?
You could call it Seaballs, Cabals, you know.
We just call you Christoph, and you're not getting out of that.
Yeah, they know that now.
Yeah.
We're in an office. We're going up in the world. We used to be doing it from our bedrooms.
What's the worst nickname that you've ever had? Which is like
Slinky.
Slinky. Can
Yeah.
we talk about that
Why?
for half a second?
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, back in high school, I wanted to be bad. There's this slinky that our science teacher would use to teach kinetic force, and I thought, I'm going to nick that. And I nicked it, and I thought, I got a free slinky. Yeah, that's stupid. And then, for some reason, that was very important to the science team. They called a whole bunch of people together and said, someone's nicked the slinky. And I was standing there like, is it you fucking serious? Like, a whole bunch of... There's a couple of guys that saw me nick it, and they were like, maybe whoever took it should take it back.
Were they a bit cooler than you? Were you doing it as a sort of thing to try and be cool? Or?
I don't know. We were all edgy little bastards back then.
Okay, cool.
But I put it back, and then we just continued on with that. But for a while, like these two guys are calling me Slinky.
Were they? Oh,
Alien.
Slink sounds kind of cool.
Kind
It
of.
sounds like a prison nickname.
It was like a piss take of a street nickname.
Hey, Slink.
You're not called
It sounds
50,
like a prison nickname.
a prison nickname.
Yeah.
Slink in the clink.
Does that make you the big bear or the little bear? I don't know.
Wait, what?
What?
Why was
I
it
don't
about
know.
bears?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I thought we were talking
Slinky.
about curses. Fucking hell.
I'm glad.
Well, in a way,
asked.
that was a curse for a little bit, but
It
moving
doesn't
on.
seem like the worst nickname.
Not the worst nickname, no.
No. I was called Turnip for a while, but let's not get into
Why?
that.
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's go.
I don't know
30
why.
seconds,
No,
30
it was
seconds.
only for like one school trip.
Oh.
It didn't last.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
but
they were trying to think of funny things that my name could be, and they couldn't because my name isn't a name.
Tom and the Turnip.
Yeah, because it began with T. Like, they're so unimaginative. So those
Could've
people
been
that I went to secondary
Tarpaulin.
school with, like, you could have thought it through. You could have thought... There's so many other possibilities.
Turmeric. Nah. it's
Turmeric.
rubbish.
Turmeric. Tom and Turmeric. If you guys out there have any good nicknames, Tom,
You can
please
tweet
email
us.
them to, please Twitter us. Please tweet us.
Or you can email it to us at thedorksdeduction@themilkandcereal.co.uk.
Although
Excellent
an email
work.
just for a nickname is a bit of a long shot. So if you really do want to do that, go ahead.
I like reading the emails sometimes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
nice. Sometimes they're complimentary. Sometimes they give us idea of some
Yeah,
things
but will
what
you
to
like
do.
reading them now? That's the
Why,
question.
why the hell not? You know I like it when they insult me as well. So why the hell not? Anyway, what are we talking about this week, guys?
We are going to talk about The Omen, but not the film, hopefully, because I haven't watched that since I was like 6.
Neither have I, but I still remember
We should have
I still
watched
remember
it.
the moments with the like nanny hanging and like the guy being
Yeah.
decapitated.
We should have really watched it for this podcast, guys.
Even if you haven't watched the film, you know the story of The Omen, so you don't really need to watch the film. But basically, a whole load of fucked up shit happened around this film. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Allegedly.
Well, actually, no, some of it's, most of it's confirmed.
Allegedly confirmed.
You're getting into this allegedly thing. Sometimes, we used to have episodes that we just used to call allegedly.
It's the get out of jail free card.
It is, yeah.
Just say allegedly.
Allegedly, there's a fact going round.
So yeah, there's a big whole mystery behind the first film of The Omen because lots of crazy stuff happened on the set of that film and so much stuff that some people think that the film was cursed. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unusual for, like, production companies and studios to come up with wild ideas to get in the press, to get people talking about the movie and getting them into the cinema.
Yeah, especially when it's a horror film.
Especially when it's a horror film. And the 70s, it was like a big moment for horror films. You had, like, Rosemary's Baby, you had The Poltergeist, you had all of those movies. And then The Omen came along in 1976, I believe it was, yeah.
What was that?
It was the 6th of June, 1976. They went for the 666.
That was
Oh,
after
man.
The Exorcist and before
Yeah.
Poltergeist, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, it was after The Exorcist, before Poltergeist. Poltergeist was 80, wasn't it?
Because that had its own. I would like
Yeah,
to
that
touch
had
upon
its
that.
own
That had
story.
its own sort of curses, but not as much as this one.
Yeah.
I think the first prominent curse being that the lead actor's last name was Peck all his life. His last name was Peck. I mean, how do you live through life like that? But yeah, as you can see, there's horror stories to do with this film. Should we go through a few of them?
Yeah, so, like, I think the first most, like, prominent one is the special effects guy,
Yeah.
John Richardson.
Okay.
So, basically, he staged the moment in The Omen where, I've forgotten the name of the character, I probably should have printed off the IMDb list. Basically, he's decapitated with, like, a mirror.
Oh, I
She
remember
is,
that. I
yeah.
remember
She
that.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
Her head's cut off.
So, in the following film that he made, which was called A Bridge Too Far, who another person that was cursed has actually been involved in this A Bridge Too Far movie as well.
Curse.
So, A Bridge Too Far. This was the following year, the year The Omen actually came out. I think it was like a couple of weeks before or after, something like that. So, he was in a car with his assistant, Liz Moore. I've read in some places that she was his wife, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But
What
I know
were they
she
doing in a car together?
Oh,
going home.
the plot thickens.
I don't think that's what the issue is. So basically, they got into a car accident and she ended up being decapitated.
Oh, well,
just as,
Like the one in the film.
like the one in the film.
Yeah.
They were filming A Bridge Too Far in Norway. So they crashed in Norway. He was tossed from the car while she was decapitated. He woke up to find a sign saying Omen in the Netherlands. There's a place in the Netherlands. Is 66.6 kilometres away.
People in Norway are very specific with their road signs.
Yeah. I don't. That
Jesus.
I feel like that part is bullshit.
There's a road sign every 0.1 mile.
Yeah. That is pretty crazy. But then again, they probably started
feel-
driving around there deliberately thinking, oh, it's like the film we did, you know.
Well, then
I feel like it's embellished. Like I feel like
it
probably
must
the
be.
car accident was real, but the Omen 666 thing.
the woman was definitely... So there's a way of, like, you could look at it like facts. The woman was definitely decapitated. So...
well, she was. I think it was torso, but okay, it's the same thing. She was.
So, when you break it down, how much of a coincidence is it? So, a woman who worked on a film was decapitated in a film.
no,
where...
I don't think she worked on the film.
Yeah, so she didn't even work on a film. A woman that was in a car with someone that worked on a film where someone is decapitated got decapitated. That's the fact. And then I've heard some people say, and then they saw the sign for Omen 66.6 miles away. Then someone else said it wasn't Omen, it was somewhere else, and it said 66.6 miles away. And other people have said nothing. And it's just like, that bit's all a bit, yeah, maybe that happened, maybe it didn't. But when you think about it, lots of people get decapitated.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that
I've known a few.
I mean, was in this whole incident... Okay, I could believe Omen was somewhere there. Was the number 666 somewhere here?
Yeah. That's
Whereabouts?
how many miles away it was.
66.6 miles away.
It was a
That's
street
what it
sign.
said, the sign. Omen, 66.6 miles
I mean,
away.
you make that sign,
Kilometres.
you're asking for trouble anyway. So at some point,
Wait, do you think they did it after the
No,
movie came
I'm
out?
sure-
I told you this was the year the movie came out.
in the 16th century, when they were naming shit, all right, and someone said, "Oh, look what I'm doing, John." And what's that number? Yeah, 666. Someone goes, in a couple of years, someone's going to look at that and do something horrible, and everyone's going to believe Satan just rose out of the ground or something. But
Satan's an easy person to blame.
can we? At some point, I've got to look that place up if it actually exists or something. But
Probably does exist, and it's probably one of those things that has come about after. It's like, oh, they died near like 100 kilometres away from somewhere called Omen.
Yeah.
And then someone else said, oh, there was a road sign, they were in Omen. And it's like, yeah, and the sign said 66.6 kilometres away. I think this stuff just
That
gets
is very specific. Like I've never seen a road sign that would be that specific.
It'd be annoying.
before they crashed, both their rosaries break, and
Yeah.
their crosses fell off the front of the
Rosaries.
car, and just little things. And it's just like you said, it could be very, very embellished. I believe that.
To be honest, if this was an isolated incident related to the movie, I would easily call bullshit on it.
Okay, I know there was lots of stuff with planes. So there was lots of planes
yeah.
that people almost got on and the planes.
I think there was 3 that were struck by lightning.
Yeah, 3 that were struck by lightning, and
The scriptwriter, his plane was struck by lightning.
Scriptwriter,
David
producer,
Seltzer.
and also I think one of behind the scenes people. I don't think it was one of the actors.
One, they were supposed to get on this plane, and instead they didn't get on the plane for one reason or another, and some businessmen got on it and flew away, and then a load of birds flew into the turbine engine, and everyone died.
So that was a different case, though. They were going to use that plane for aerial shots of London, and at the last minute they got it switched out, and then the Japanese businessmen came, and you said the rest of the story.
Yeah.
So that one wasn't like someone. Well, actually, they're all significant for their dying, but someone part of the crew or anything being on the plane. That I think that's a separate thing. Mm-hmm. But there was like 3 other ones where they were struck by lightning, which is weird.
Traversing the Atlantic, I mean that place is known for things going missing, or I'm not sure about lightning strikes in particular.
In London?
No, not in London. I mean, when
this is London.
This is the Atlantic I'm talking about.
Okay.
With Seltzer, but then again, whenever you get an incident that happens like that, especially in the Hollywood industry with all these horror fans, they're going to look for anything they can. If you look for coincidences, you'll find them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you can pull anything together.
It's like, my shirt is white, and the microphone we're using this evening is white. Something weird is going on here, guys. Like, it would be weird if nothing coincidental ever happened.
Exactly. Like some people, for instance, some people believe that the pyramids were made by aliens because apparently their diameter on this scale is the same decimal point of the speed of light or something. It's just a coincidence. And why would you go looking for it? Because it's the same.
Another
I'm still
thing,
skeptic.
I watched a documentary about this Omen stuff, and it had lots of interviews with the crew that worked on the film, some of which were religious, others of which weren't. There was 2 interviews with 2 religious people, and they both said the devil didn't want us to make this film. 2 of the people were not religious. They said, I think it was a coincidence. It was a very unlucky scheme of events. Lots of bad stuff did happen, but I don't think it was anything other than a coincidence, because I don't believe in God or the devil. So there was no one there that was not religious at the start, and then all this stuff happened, and it was so crazy that it turned them religious.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. That's just something,
Yeah.
I would like to correct myself. I said 3 lightning strikes before. I meant 2.
2?
Yeah.
2, so
Only 2, and that other crash.
Lightning does strike twice.
So where's the third one coming from?
I mean,
That's
you're
why I'm
more
getting
likely to be
underground
struck by lightning than you are to win the lottery. So.
Yeah, but they all say that, and they're dead now, aren't they? They're dead.
Yeah. Okay, another odd thing that happened was the producer, Mace Newfield, I think his name is. Newfield?
Yeah.
You can see it
Sure.
because you're in front of me and the page is there.
Yeah, Newfeld.
He almost got bombed by the IRA.
He almost got bombed by the IRA.
I was about to say,
Bombed. Am I saying? Do I not say it right?
I think that'd be the last
Bombed.
thing the ROA would
Bombed.
do.
Sounded like you said...
Bombed.
Bummed by the ROA.
He got bombed by the IRA.
I was about to say, like, is that satanic or just unlucky? Or lucky?
So basically, he was staying at the Hilton London, and
This was London in the 1970s.
exactly.
Yes.
So I don't think this is that much of a curse because everywhere got bombed by the IRA.
We did.
Am I saying it that badly?
You are, yeah.
No, but every time you say it now, it's just going to sound like...
He got bombed
there's
by
a-
the IRA.
Bombings going on back then.
And
But he wasn't at the hotel at the time.
So-
but I think that's more of a curse of staying at the Hilton London.
But nothing bad happened there. He got away, right?
yeah, but
Yeah, lots of people almost got bombed by the IRA.
Yeah, I almost got run over by a bus, but I was on the pavement.
yeah,
So-
I almost punched someone in the face.
There you go. And I appreciate you for leaving me alone. But that's the thing, like, that's what I'm talking about. These people go looking for stuff.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he almost got hit by a car. Yeah, because he was on the pavement. He's not on the
Yeah.
road. Yeah, but he almost got hit. Or something, he almost had a really bad case of wine or something. You know, they're looking for things to make it more... And plus, the Hollywood guys are going to love this shit because it makes their film more enigmatic. They're going to support that shit like, yeah.
Even the director, I think it was the director or maybe the producer, sorry, in this documentary I watched, and he was one of the atheist ones who said he didn't believe anything, but he said, like, yeah, we lapped up, so we used it. And,
It
like,
sold their movie for crying out loud.
in a way, all this coincidence and all this devil stuff and all this curse stuff, it just sort of takes away from the fact that, like, you know, like, a woman's head got, like, cut off in, like, a horrible way. She probably left, like, kids and, like, a family and stuff. It's like, why don't you, like, think more about that rather than, like, whether the devil doesn't want you to make some, like, movie in the 1970s.
Yeah, man. I mean, back then anyway, 1970s, we ate that shit up because everyone was a lot more religious.
everyone was so superstitious. I mean, they are now, but
All you
back
needed
then,
was a really, really bad coincidence like that had something, similar to the film to set off all these other people going, all right, maybe it is cursed. That you only need one really good one. I'm not saying a good one, but it's a really good example of how these things can snowball into a bigger sort of...
I didn't know that the decapitation happened on another film.
No, so basically they'd already moved on to the next film.
So it didn't even happen on this... Because everyone's like, the devil really didn't want this film being made. The film was already made, so what's he doing cutting a a woman's head off who wasn't even part of the film?
It was punishment. It's just because he was the person... But the thing is, so basically another person involved with this film died or something, and they also worked on A Bridge Too Far, which is the film that John Richardson was working on when the decapitation happened. But I can't find the fucking sheet with the person's name on it now.
Richardson Schmitzson.
Where is it? No, that's literally the guy that I said it wasn't.
Oh, right, sorry about that.
The fact that all this coincidence stuff, or people don't think it's a coincidence, they think it's a curse, is very, very specific to the film The Omen, which is about a boy who's got the devil inside him. It's all sort of kind of religious-y, satanistic, that sort of stuff. They all think that the devil stopped the film. If this was about, I don't know, let's think of a different film.
Freddy Got Fingered?
If this happened on Freddy Got Fingered, then it would just be like a sign that Tom Green shouldn't make movies.
I thought that Freddy Got Fingered itself was a sign that Tom Green shouldn't make movies.
That's true.
To be honest, he's made too few. It's that kind of comedy you yearn for nowadays. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay.
The question everyone asks, Daddy, would you like some sausages? So I'm going to give it to you. It's not a coincidence. This person got decapitated, and that's got something to do with the film. And those planes got shot down, and it's not just a coincidence. Why are you jumping to the fact that it's the devil? Couldn't it be, I don't know, something completely different?
Maybe it's some marketing guy that decides to,
Could have been the communists.
Could have been the communists. Don't say that about 70s, because they're all American. It could easily have been communists.
It could have been the commies.
Maybe it's because life's fucking boring and we need this shit to survive. We need curses.
We latch onto all these stories. It's just to have a higher being.
I mean,
purpose.
They did that with the new film, The New Omen, the remake with Pete Postlethwaite.
Pete Postlethwaite. I think his dad died. Not his dad, his brother. Yeah.
It's like, brothers die all the time.
Yeah.
Come on, what? How long after? It was,
I think it was during filming, wasn't it?
Oh, during filming?
Yeah.
Oh, take it back. Oh, all right then.
Another thing, in the original film, who was the lead character? I've forgotten his name now.
The actual name of the character. Gregory Peck.
Gregory Peck. His son committed suicide just before filming as well.
And isn't that an absolute terrible thing to happen?
It
and
is
terrible.
And it also happened before filming though.
But that's what I was trying to say before. Someone's child killing themselves. That's one of the most terrible things that could ever happen ever. And I think the fact that people would put it into this group of things, which someone got decapitated and all these planes came down. I don't know. I think it's a bit devaluing it a little bit.
A little bit. It's taken a human tragedy and kind of spinning it into a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
But the Gregory Peck guy, that wasn't the only tragedy. I mean, well done to him going on to do the acting. After
he had to have a way to release his angst.
Of course,
I guess.
and good for him. But then he narrowly escaped a plane crash. I mean, he cancelled the flight reservation. That's some sort of Final Destination shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Final Destination.
Yeah, I mean, he must feel like if anyone feels targeted, it's Gregory.
Yeah, maybe he has a curse on him. Maybe his son's... Actually, no, I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, you can't do that. It's not on the Dorks Deduction.
I'm not going to do that.
We don't ever touch that sort of shit.
No, I just mean I'm not going to buy into the myth.
Ooh.
I would definitely say it's all a load of rubbish.
I mean, I don't think it's all a load of rubbish. I believe most of this stuff happened. I believe his existence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I believe the story's been embellished, and I think it's just a coincidence. Because how many people work in the Hollywood movies? Hundreds upon hundreds of people.
And they're all Satanists, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
And communists.
And communists.
That's the hot potato duo you've got there.
What is it with you and communists?
I don't know. I said it earlier, and now I just can't get it out of my head.
You socialist cunt. Anyway...
I'm sorry, I'm thinking of those peasants out of Holy Grail.
Anyway, what were you saying?
You were saying socialist cunt.
I mean, what do you think, Chris?
Look, it's a good film. We can all agree about that. I believe that if you give leeway to people, eccentrics especially in Hollywood, to blow up a story. Horror fans, especially, when something terrible happens on the set of some horror film. We've seen it with Poltergeist. We've seen it with The Exorcist as well. They'll blow that shit up. Any sort of coincidence, any sort of similarities to real events, they'll try and make that into its own thing. This is your fault for making a film about the devil, and Hollywood eats that shit up. So they kind of work together on this stuff. I think it's all a load of coincidences. It's all a load of honka-tonk.
Sorry, I was just going to say, listen to this. I'm just reading through some headlines now that came out soon after the film was being made. And it's looking like one of those things that happens nowadays when something comes in the news and then they realise that the readers are buying into it and they're loving it. So then they bring out other news stories from that, like week after week after week. And it's like, oh, and this person said this. From The Omen, a stuntman nearly died after falling off a building on his next film and claimed he had been pushed. So a stuntman nearly died.
A stuntman nearly died?
So that was the one that I was thinking about. He's the one that was actually working on A Bridge Too Far.
A stuntman's always nearly died. He wasn't even working on The Omen, on his next film. This is just...
Essentially, a stuntman did his job.
Yes.
Yeah, Alex, like there's things where you see people will latch onto things and they'll make sub-stories. So you'll be like, oh, Katie Price's dog, or he's getting a divorce or something. Or, just little things they can grab onto. Apparently a fly flew into his car window. Or,
have you seen that thing that's going on? It's not going to be a news story now, but what's going on in Strictly Come Dancing?
Yes!
Oh, God,
yes.
even I know that. The thing is...
I've never watched an episode of Strictly Come Dancing.
Neither have I. But can I just say, I always knew he was a fucking twat.
And he hasn't...
No. I actually have a reason. It's not just because, I hate him for no reason.
Is it because he's not funny?
No. He literally bumped into me and didn't say sorry.
That is fair enough.
And also, I know someone that's worked with him that actually said he's a dick.
That is from the horse. No, like... that is the most, from hearing from someone's mouth that someone pushed in someone and they didn't say sorry. That's the first solid thing that I've ever heard.
And we're British.
The worst thing that he comes up with.
And we're British. Even if we bump into someone and we didn't mean it, or if we didn't even bump into them, they bumped into us, we apologise. Yeah. He didn't fucking apologise. And this was years ago, before he was... To be fair, he's not much now. Yeah. But,
apparently from all of that...
What's his name? Sean
Walsh. He's apologised to everyone except his wife.
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
But then again, Strictly Come Dancing, apparently that has a curse. Like, all of these people shag around.
Well, you heard about have you heard about the Big Brother thing that happened?
We talked about it last time.
The guy...
Talked about it last time, guys. Bye.
You were there.
And Chris, you do realise this isn't going up till early 2019. So
you came out with some really good points as well. Running on autopilot. The reason I just mentioned that Strictly Come Dancing thing, which, if you don't know about it now, some guy was on Strictly Come Dancing and he cheated on his girlfriend. He kissed his dancing partner in the street and someone took a picture of it.
On his girlfriend's birthday.
On his girlfriend's
birthday. What a fucking dick move.
This is exactly the same. So it's like, first the picture came out, oh, is this Sean guy cheating? Next day it was like, oh, Sean cheats. And then girlfriend says that he's really aggressive. Next thing, it was on his girlfriend's birthday. And it's just like they drip feed you information to keep this story going.
Yeah, it's like they get a big headline and then they see how can we make this into 10 parts.
And then and the big thing is now, what's going to happen on Saturday? Everyone, I was tempted to watch the first ever episode of Strictly Come Dancing ever just to see how they deal with this Sean guy.
Well, clearly he's now the most hated guy in Britain.
Well, obviously that's
he's going to get voted off.
That's the Bill Forsyth curse. Now that he's died, there's disasters that are happening. Bruce Forsyth.
What did you say, Bill?
Yeah.
What did I say? Bill. Shit.
That's someone else.
That's
though.
The curse, man.
The curse is to forget him.
Apparently so. But now that he's dead, this bad energy is flowing everywhere. So, Tess Daly is going to end up cheating on someone, or I don't know. So
no, she's been cheated on.
Oh, there you go. Holy shit. Dog. You're right.
But that was ages ago, though.
It's the curse. It's the Strictly Come Dancing curse.
Everyone cheats.
And you know what? That's actually quite a poignant point, really. The Omen is a horror film, and all of the coincidences are to do with death and horrible decapitation and planes going down. Strictly Come Dancing is a show which is, I don't know, could you call dancing's like a romantic, sexy thing, and all the curses and rumours are to do with people getting together and couples breaking up or whatever. It just links to sell the whole show, doesn't it?
To be fair, though, you look at them dancing, and you look at what they're wearing, you think...
Oh, wait.
They would.
To be honest, it makes sense because it's kind of... You spend all that time with people and you're physically close to them and intimate with them. It makes sense.
They are.
That's why if I was ever dating
doing
someone like a Z-lister, they would never be allowed on Strictly.
Yeah, but they're doing it, aren't they? Come on. All of them. They're all doing it. Even Bruce.
Anyway, you wanted to say something about something.
Okay, yeah, so, like, you always get this. So, Poltergeist was another film where they ended up doing this sort of stuff. I think it was the little girl that died after number 2.
After she did a number 2?
I did number 2, yeah. Like Elvis.
No, it was during. That was the problem.
I've seen Elvis's ghost, you know that?
We did
Was he sitting on the toilet?
He was sitting on the toilet with
We
me.
did the Elvis episode.
I had an intermission. Oh, I'll ignore that. So in Poltergeist 2, in Poltergeist 2, it was the same little girl from the first one. But if you've all seen Poltergeist, haven't you? Yeah,
They're here.
They're here. Not everyone's seen it, you know. But I think the mother, the sister, and eventually the little girl ended up dying.
I think
the film was made.
to be honest,
2006.
to be honest, right? I think the one certainty of life is death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not really a coincidence because that was gonna happen anyway.
Guys, all the people from the first film ever made are all dead now.
Serious.
Kind of weird.
Jesus, man.
Wait, Poltergeist or The Omen?
First film ever made.
Oh, the first. Oh, okay.
The Railway
Okay.
film.
Well, that makes sense.
It's their fault for standing on the track.
Lumiere brothers, yeah?
Ah.
So going back to the point, I mean, The Omen isn't an isolated incident, is it?
No, not really.
What, so there's other films?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, because he's just talked about the Poltergeist.
Well,
Yeah,
if you think
another
about
horror film.
You think about the 70s was a really wacky time, guys. I mean, dudes. Like, we're talking about Charles Manson. We're talking about psychotropics.
No, you're not wrong, Kat.
No, right?
Am I deaf?
No,
I've run out of lingo.
I said cat as in, like, you don't really say cat on a singular level. It's like cats. He was a cool cat.
Cool cats.
Someone was a cool... that's what I meant.
You don't go cat.
Are you guys like 50 right now?
He is a cool cat.
He is a cool cat.
Okay.
He's a cool
Anyway, lads. Lads on tour.
What's
Come on.
lads? Is that the new lingo?
Lads on tour.
I think that's just 1930s Northern, and it hasn't evolved.
You're right, lads. Okay, let's get back to it.
Okay,
So Poltergeist, Exorcist, I think, didn't it have some sort of curse to it? There was some sort of rumour about that spreading. Oh, well, no one died, but...
Probably.
By the way, Fabio was in Exorcist 3.
Who?
Fabio. Do you know that massive supermodel who's got, like, long hair and he's kind of, like, Norwegian?
Fabio.
He appears just as a random camera. Just bringing that up.
I mean, I can think of another Omen-related curse.
There you go.
2006, The Omen with Julia Stiles and Liev Schreiber.
Oh, yeah.
It killed Julia Stiles' career.
Oh!
Okay. Well...
I like Julia Stiles as well. I like
her as well.
She was one of my first crushes.
Exactly. She was like the person from the 90s. Like, you know, you got all those pretty girls, but she seemed normal, like
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked her, and I was hoping she'd go somewhere, but other than like a few Bourne sequels,
Isn't that more of a point about Hollywood, where they don't like normal people?
that and like,
You need to have a
I always
quirk.
found that weird, because like, she was like in her early 20s. Liev Schreiber's like a lot older.
Yeah.
You never know. It might have been her choice. She might have not wanted to make movies
Exactly.
anymore.
She could be a
No,
Jack
she's
Reason.
still acting.
Okay, to draw away from the mainstream. Might have.
Maybe.
Might have been her.
Yeah,
we
but
never
the
know.
chances are, it's just
Should've
she didn't
looked
have any
into
opportunities.
She might have just gone full Jared Butler, you know?
What, just do shit films?
I mean, have one really iconic
oh my god,
role.
Jared Butler has a film out with Gary Oldman, and every time
know.
I see that
Oh
poster,
yeah,
it's just
what's
so
it called?
off-putting.
It's called something like.
It's Jared Butler 10. That's what it's called. and that's what we'll
good.
call
That is
it.
so
There's
funny.
another one of those White House movies. No, it wasn't the White House.
It is White House Down.
Is it
Or
White
no,
House Down?
or is it Olympus Has Fallen?
Yeah,
They're the
they're
same.
Fallen
They're the
Fire.
same fucking film.
They're the same film.
There's another one of them coming out.
I mean, he's like a quicker version of Eddie Murphy, where he has a great role in 300, and then the rest it's like, all right, you did great. Here's Jennifer Aniston for your next 10 films, and then you're the new Vince
Oh my
Vaughn.
god, the new film I just remembered. Hunter Killer. Hunter Killer.
But why is Gary Oldman in it?
Gary Oldman has been doing some questionable films recently. That one with...
Just recently?
There's one with Kevin Costner, where Kevin Costner's brain gets put into Ryan Reynolds' body, or
Oh my God, I
maybe
remember
that's
that.
not what happened.
That is basically what happened.
And
It's
yeah,
like
Gary
Freaky Friday for a thriller.
Yeah, exactly.
When did that come out?
That was like last
2 years
year.
ago, something
Yeah, but it's like one of those films that you remember seeing in like 2005.
3 years ago
or
by the
something.
time this airs. Anyway, carry on.
It's like I remember Liam Neeson does all these weird films now, like Tombstone and
Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone.
That was good, wasn't it?
That was good, but it's so similar to everything he does, and you feel like, did I watch that in last year or in 2003 or something?
Yeah, it's just because once like a character's made within an actor, the writers have very little to do, don't they? Because you see someone on the film, and then it's like, yeah, I know who that is. It's all right. I don't. You don't need to tell me much about his background because
we know who he is.
His partner died, maybe his kid died.
He's a drunk.
Something like that.
He's on the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Can we just talk about Julia Stiles one more time? Because that was one name that I didn't expect to be brought up today, but I'm very, very happy that it did get brought up. I love Julia Stiles. Let's talk 10 Things I Hate About You. Let's talk Save the Last Dance.
I love Save the Last Dance. I used to watch it like every week when I was a kid.
Way.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I loved it. I don't know. It's just she's gone through so much trauma, and then like she's this like uptight ballerina girl, and then she like lets loose, and then she's just cool and fun, and she finds love again, and she finds passion again.
And her dad does support her.
And her dad does support her in the end. He's not a deadbeat.
And she does dust off those ballerina shoes at the end.
Yeah.
And then it's the whole thing. From Fame, is it that she like fucks
But
up?
she grew.
She what like?
No, as a character, as a person.
Oh, okay.
She wasn't isolated and pigeonholed. She broke out of her shell.
There's like race politics in there. You know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
because she's seen the black guy,
Yeah.
and then I just remember always thinking about the bit where she's in the doctors with
And then
the
she
black
attacks
girl,
her for
and then
going out with the one good black guy that they have in their community.
And that's for like a popcorn film like that. That's quite like an interesting point to bring up. They were saying like all these girls are mad at you. All the like black girls in the community are mad at you because you're taking the one guy in this community that like
that's going to go
a stand-up
somewhere.
guy sort of thing.
I think the only film I've watched with her in was probably... did she do 10 Things I Hate?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's it. That's
Great
all
film.
I know her from.
No, you must have watched her in others.
What TV shows was she in?
Dexter.
Oh, okay.
Was she in Dexter?
Yeah, that was a shit season though.
Okay, yeah.
Her name was Lumen as well. It's so weird. Anyway, says Tarmin.
Do you think she had the curse of the girl from Matilda?
Oh,
No, but she stepped away from
chose
that
to do
bit, yeah.
And she's back.
No, she's a writer now.
She's a
And
writer.
this time it's
but she's
personal.
back.
And she's a
it's-
playwright.
She's a Twitter girl.
And she's a cracked writer. She's amazing. I love
She's
her.
awesome. She's awesome.
I read a Guardian interview with her, which was about like what happened, and because she was young and cute in a way, which was like she was able to play a certain character with the way she looked, and she was quite precocious. But then like puberty happened and she changed, and then she turned into like a different human being, which is normal, and she wasn't marketable. And I don't think
No, it wasn't just that. She didn't want to
be.
be part of the industry anymore.
Are you sure it wasn't because they sort of shunned her a little
No,
bit?
because she was just like, no, it was her decision. She walked away when she was at her peak. She only actually did a handful of movies.
What about the little kid in Jerry Maguire?
He's a bodybuilder now, isn't he?
No, oh
he's a
my
bodybuilder
God.
now.
I could say he's
No, I've
complete
seen pictures-
himself.
No, I think he's a bodybuilder now.
Well, then again, nowadays, because you don't need to know their stories, and you're seeing all this Me Too stuff, and you start seeing like Brendan Fraser and other people, and why they stopped doing things.
Why did Brendan Fraser stop?
Well, apparently, like Terry Crews, he was molested.
Brendan Fraser was.
I think so.
He does look a bit. As in, he looks like he's been through something, especially
been through
lately.
shit, man.
But, like,
I don't
years
mean the
and
Mummy
years-
3.
No, years and years ago, he seemed like he had life in him, and now
Yeah,
the
yeah.
more you see him, like the more drained he is as a human being.
I think I've always hated Brendan Fraser.
Really?
Even when I watched Bedazzled
Even as a
as a
child.
young boy,
Bedazzled was
But the combination of him and Liz Hurley,
Liz Hurley
was
is sexy.
ready. Yeah,
I mean,
she
I hate her,
was.
but she's
yeah,
sexy.
she kind of is. But like Liz Hurley and Brendan Fraser, that is like the most boring like headline actors and actresses ever.
Cool. I think. Okay, yeah, go on. Make your point.
That's basically my point. I just think Brendan Fraser always looked kind of dead behind the eyes to me, and he had this wacky.
Oh my god, poor Brendan.
He's not listening, is he?
I thought I was supposed to be the harsh one.
You know what? I will agree that he looks like a killer if he's still a frame. But
He looks like Patrick Bateman became a Hollywood actor and had to be this like wacky screwball actor, but he isn't into that. Though I may
but
hide
the Mummy,
my cold gaze.
the Mummy is. I
You
recently
didn't
watched.
like the Mummy?
I didn't really.
What
like
about
Mummy.
Scrubs? Did you see him in
Oh
Scrubs?
my
I never
god, they
saw
were
him in
heartbreaking
Scrubs.
episodes.
It-
He
I
played
think
Jordan Sullivan's brother, and he died of leukemia.
You know what? For us, it was
Oh, I
probably-
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we have like stepped so far away from the topic that we should
Okay.
probably wrap this up.
Julia Stiles.
If you're listening out there email us or tweet us, and
Come
like
back.
we'll have you here for an interview. I mean, we can't pay for your flights or anything because we have no budget.
That's quite a realistic person to ask for an interview. So
Oh my god!
she hasn't got much else to do.
Stars, we
She
have
has a
the
child
cure.
now.
Just bring her along. Or him along.
We'll make her a star. Make her famous, baby.
So Julia Stiles, if you're listening, I mean, you can have a Skype interview with you as well. Like, we should totally do those things.
Julia Stiles was in a version of Hamlet
Head up.
with Ethan Hawke.
Ethan
Wait,
Hawke.
what?
Shit, we got to get Ethan Hawke on here, man.
He's big time.
Yeah.
Big time, bro.
We might be able to get his daughter.
He's under Richard Linklater's.
I don't want his
wing.
daughter. Ugh.
His daughter was actually in the adaptation of Little Women from last year. It was actually really
Well,
good.
how
Won't
many
we
really? Okay, yeah.
Anyway, so guys, I think we should probably say bid good day. Guys, I think guys, I think we should bid good day.
Bidet,
Bidet.
as they say in
Bidet,
Australia,
mate.
Australian Sydney's.
I mean, is that a hint to our guest next episode?
Oh, yeah. Fuck off, Hemsworth. He just can't wait to get in the door. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Okay, bye.
Charlemagne.
we hope you liked the episode. If not, then tell us, and then I can like dwell on it for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Constructive criticism.
You're recording?
Yeah, what? Okay, so hope you enjoyed it. Bye. We'll see you next week with the next one.